Mushrooms truly are a fascinating group of organisms. Consider this. One of the largest organisms on Earth is a mushroom, its root-like network expanding several hundred hectares. Without mushrooms, forests worldwide would likely perish. Edible mushrooms drive a global billion-dollar industry. Yet poisonous mushrooms are a health hazard and annually result in hundreds of human deaths. The diversity of this group of organisms is amazing. My name is Sandor, and I'm a master's student in the Department of Biology. I'm interested in studying mushrooms in the natural environment. Mushrooms, like all organisms, do not simply exist as single entities in nature. Instead, they are interacting with a range of different organisms in complicated networks. Take, for example, insects, which readily use mushrooms as a food source and place to lay their eggs. My project aims to explore this relationship between mushrooms and insects on both a broad scale and from an evolutionary perspective, something which few studies have done before. This past fall, I collected over 350 mushrooms from forests in Hamilton and the surrounding area, and I extracted insects living inside these mushrooms. Through analyzing specific DNA sequences, I identified over 120 mushroom species in my collection and close to 30 different insect species interacting with these mushrooms. Interestingly, several of the insects found living inside these mushrooms likely represent previously undocumented insect species, findings which will contribute greatly to our current understanding of insect diversity in this area. The next step is to closely compare the evolutionary histories of these mushrooms and their associated insects, looking for patterns in terms of which insect species are associating with which mushroom species. For example, instances where a single insect species associates with multiple mushroom species, or, conversely, where one insect species associates primarily with only one mushroom species. I'm particularly interested in looking for evidence of coevolution, patterns to suggest that certain interacting mushroom and insect species are influencing each other's course of evolution. In other words, mushrooms and insects that are living together and changing together. Mushroom-insect association studies from an evolutionary standpoint presents a relatively unexplored area of research, yet an important one, and one which will allow us to better understand the intricacies of the natural world around us. Thank you.